In the mid-20th century, Andrew Ryan, a self-made billionaire and visionary entrepreneur, grew disillusioned with the political and economic systems of the surface world. Fueled by a desire to create a society free from governmental interference and societal norms, he embarked on an audacious plan to build a city where the greatest minds and talents of humanity could flourish without restraint. Thus, the ambitious project of Rapture began. Ryan's first challenge was finding a location for his utopian city. He discovered a vast underwater trench in the North Atlantic Ocean, hidden from the prying eyes of the world. There, he believed he could construct a self-sustaining city that operated beyond the reach of conventional governments and restrictions. Using his vast wealth and expertise in engineering and business, Ryan established Rapture's construction in secret. The construction of Rapture was an awe-inspiring feat of engineering and innovation. Teams of skilled workers, architects, and engineers toiled for years, employing state-of-the-art technology and advanced materials to build the city beneath the sea. Massive geodesic domes, intricate tunnels, and towering skyscrapers rose from the ocean floor, forming a sprawling metropolis. Once complete, news of Rapture spread, and it captivated the imagination of brilliant minds across the globe. Scientists saw it as a place where they could pursue groundbreaking research without the constraints of traditional ethics or oversight. Artists envisioned a haven where their creativity could flourish, unburdened by censorship or commercial pressures. Entrepreneurs saw untapped potential in a city free from the shackles of government regulations and corporate monopolies. Rapture's society was structured to encourage the pursuit of individual passions and ambitions. Ryan's ideology of objectivism, rooted in the philosophy of Ayn Rand, permeated every aspect of life in the underwater city. The pursuit of self-interest and personal success was not only encouraged but celebrated as the driving force behind Rapture's progress. Rapture thrived. The city became a hotbed of innovation and creativity, with scientific breakthroughs and artistic masterpieces coming to life within its domed walls. In the pursuit of progress and unlocking the full potential of humanity, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Brigid Tenenbaum made a groundbreaking discovery that would forever alter the course of Rapture's history. While researching the unique properties of a rare sea slug species found in the underwater trench, she stumbled upon a substance with extraordinary genetic altering abilities. Atom. Dr. Tenenbaum recognized the immense potential of Atom, which could rewrite the genetic code of living organisms, granting them incredible powers and abilities. Understanding the implications of such a discovery, she shared her findings with Andrew Ryan. Recognizing the limitless possibilities of Atom, Ryan eagerly embraced its potential to elevate human potential beyond imagination. To harvest Atom, Rapture's citizens underwent a transformative procedure known as genetic modification. Sea slugs were implanted into the stomachs of human hosts, allowing them to produce Atom as a natural part of their bodily processes. To extract Atom from the hosts, they were subjected to a process called gathering, which involved extracting the substance from the host's bodies with specially designed needles. As the Atom industry took off, the genetic modifications known as plasmids, genetic modifications that granted users a wide array of extraordinary abilities, such as telekinesis, pyrokinesis, and the power to manipulate time itself. Rapture's economy boomed, fueled by a combination of free market capitalism and the ever-increasing demand for Atom. Wealth flowed into the city, and a privileged elite emerged as the pioneers and beneficiaries of this new society. They lived in opulence, enjoying the fruits of their labor and embracing a life of luxury far removed from the struggles of the surface world. Amidst the city's prosperity, the darker side of the Atom industry emerged. In the early days of Rapture, the discovery of Atom by Dr. Brigid Tenenbaum brought forth a significant ethical dilemma. To harvest Atom efficiently and sustainably, Dr. Tenenbaum proposed a radical solution: the creation of Little Sisters. Originally, the Little Sisters were young girls who were plucked from the ocean's depths after the crash of a cargo plane carrying the sea slugs that produced Atom. They were genetically and biologically modified to produce Atom within their bodies, essentially turning them into living Atom factories. The process involved implanting a sea slug into the host's stomach, a procedure that was both dangerous and irreversible. The sea slug produced Atom as a byproduct of its symbiotic relationship with the host, and the Atom could then be extracted from the host's body to create plasmids. However, this transformative process came at a steep cost. The modification left the girls physically altered, with luminescent eyes and a significant increase in resilience, making them less human and more akin to a strange hybrid creature. Their mental faculties were also affected, reducing them to childlike and obedient states, focusing solely on their task of gathering Adam from corpses scattered throughout Rapture. To ensure the safety of the Little Sisters, as well as to guard the Adam-producing process, the Little Sisters were given caretakers, Big Daddies. In the early stages of Rapture's construction, its visionary founder, Andrew Ryan, envisioned the Big Daddies as massive, rugged workers. These genetically and mechanically enhanced individuals were meant to serve as laborers to help build and maintain the underwater city. Their physical enhancements and iconic diving suits were designed to withstand the immense pressure of the deep-sea environment, allowing them to operate effectively in challenging underwater conditions. The massive drills they carried were tools meant for construction and excavation, enabling them to work on various projects throughout the city. However, as Rapture's society began to crumble due to the addiction and misuse of Adam, the use of Big Daddies as laborers became less of a priority. The city's resources and focus shifted towards the Adam industry, and the genetic modifications intended for construction work found a new, darker purpose. Dr. Yi Suchong, a prominent scientist in Rapture, saw an opportunity to repurpose the Big Daddies as protectors for the Little Sisters, for their expeditions that involved extracting Adam from corpses scattered throughout Rapture. The Little Sisters, under the watchful eyes of their Big Daddy protectors, would harvest Adam from the deceased, as it was a valuable resource required for the production of plasmids. The relationship between the Little Sisters and the Big Daddies was complex. Although the Big Daddies' primary role was to protect the Little Sisters, they also formed a bond with them. Each Big Daddy was assigned to a specific Little Sister, and the pair would become inseparable, the Big Daddy serving as a protector and father figure to the young girl. The Little Sisters referred to the Big Daddies as Mr. Bubbles, a term of endearment that emphasized their bond and affection for their guardians. In return, the Big Daddies were fiercely protective of the Little Sisters, going to great lengths to keep them safe from harm. Yet, despite the apparent innocence of the Little Sisters, they were an essential cog in Rapture's machine of industry and exploitation. The Adam they gathered was highly valuable and sought after, leading to a dark and gruesome cycle of death and harvesting. However, as the addiction epidemic worsened, so did the class divide in Rapture. The wealthy elite, with their near-limitless access to Adam and plasmids, separated themselves from the struggling working class. Social unrest simmered as resentment grew between those who enjoyed the fruits of Rapture's success and those who suffered its consequences. Amidst the rising tensions, Andrew Ryan's unwavering belief in unregulated capitalism and his refusal to intervene only exacerbated the situation. He viewed any form of government intervention as a betrayal of the principles on which Rapture was founded. Thus, the city lacked any form of law enforcement or regulatory agencies, leaving citizens to fend for themselves in a rapidly deteriorating society. The power struggles intensified, and the role of the Big Daddies evolved into something more menacing. Corrupted by the tumultuous events of Rapture's downfall, they transformed into formidable enforcers, protecting the Little Sisters and the Adam industry. Adam granted its users incredible abilities, turning them into splicers, but it came at a steep cost. With Adam's power in their grasp, greed and addiction consumed Rapture's citizens. The city descended into chaos as rival factions vied for control over the lucrative Adam trade. Splicer attacks and civil unrest became common. As the Adam industry collapsed, the city descended into chaos, and the dream of a utopia beneath the sea crumbled under the weight of its founders' own hubris and the consequences of unchecked ambition. Amidst this turmoil, a charismatic and enigmatic figure known only as the Atlas emerged as a beacon of hope for the downtrodden citizens. He called for revolution and claimed to represent the working class against Ryan's oppressive regime. With his rallying cry of, "Would you kindly?" Atlas convinced many to join his cause, igniting a spark of rebellion that threatened to engulf Rapture in a full-scale civil war. As Rapture's society fractured, Atlas' influence and network of supporters grew rapidly. He led the resistance against Andrew Ryan's tyrannical rule, aiming to liberate the lower classes from their downtrodden state and redistribute Rapture's wealth and resources more equitably. Atlas' charismatic speeches and promises of a better life resonated deeply with those who had been exploited and marginalized by Ryan's objectivist philosophy. The once united city had now become a battlefield, with splicers and loyalists of Ryan on one side, and Atlas revolutionaries on the other. Unbeknownst to the citizens of Rapture, Atlas had his own hidden agenda. He sought not only to overthrow Ryan, but also to gain control of Rapture and its precious atom for himself. His plans were shrouded in secrecy, and he manipulated events behind the scenes, all the while maintaining the facade of a selfless leader fighting for the greater good. As the conflict intensified, Atlas followers committed acts of sabotage and violence, targeting key facilities and resources controlled by Ryan. The city descended into chaos, with brutal battles erupting in the once prosperous streets. Atlas' role as a charismatic leader and revolutionary would soon intersect with the arrival of Jack, a man with no memory of his past and a mysterious connection to Rapture. His arrival marked the beginning of a new chapter in Rapture's tragic history, where a series of shocking revelations would change the course of the city's fate forever.
Please let me explain. The mere shame means your grain.